Okay, so Rikyrah, tell me, what does Crown Rebellion mean to you?
Crown rebellion means that you're able to actually be whoever you really want to be artistically. If you have a voice, you're actually able to spread your voice out and have those be able to hear it. You don't have to compromise of who you are, what you want to do, who you want to be, because it doesn't fall in the lines of the stereotypical, California or media. You're actually able to, if you have that passion, you can share that passion and spread it to those that feel the same way. It actually gives you that voice and makes you who you want to be and pretty much be able to enjoy life and be happy about what you do and your work you do. Artistically, if you want to be a writer, photographer, you like to do videos, you like to dance, if you like to sing, just pretty much just live. And that's what Crown Rebellion is to me. Now I feel how I love it.
Great. And tell me, you're from Minnesota, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how was that journey?
It was very rough. Don't get me wrong, I love my family and my friends, but living in Minnesota wasn't the place where I needed to be. It was a struggle. I know for like 10 years, I didn't know who I was, and I was kind of trying to follow everyone else, and I didn't have my own identity. I wasn't proud or didn't appreciate who I was and who I could be. I could barely look at myself in the mirror some days. I, on ends, just felt alone. Even though if I was with friends, I still felt alone. Like, don't get me wrong, I love all my friends, and they were the ones keeping me sane, but in the end, I was not happy at all. And I had to realize, and I had to make a choice. I could either stay here and be miserable and end up probably dead, or I can move and pretty much start all over and learn and pretty much find out who I am as a person, as an artist.
Okay. And so were your family members, your mom, your dad, were they all supportive, or how did they take your news of moving to California?
Well, I actually had mentioned to my mom that I wanted to move to California. Actually, it was in December that I mentioned it to her, but I actually ended up moving October, like the following year. But I thought she was going to be kind of, shouldn't move, but she actually was very supportive. She had told me, I remember she told me, she was like, okay, I see you going out there and being artistic. I don't see you in a cubicle just sitting at it. I can see you fitting out in California, because that's what California pretty much is. It's an artistic place where people can find who they are and be who they are and not have to, follow others. You can be your own self. And my other like my grandmother and my aunts, it wasn't that they weren't supportive, they just really wanted me to do what you were supposed to do. Graduate high school, graduate college, and then find a job. But I knew that wasn't in the lines for me when I started going to school. There was something else out there for me, and I had to find it. And I really had to make the choice. I could stay home where it's easy, I have all my friends, or I can move and pretty much take a chance out in the world.
So what are you doing in Los Angeles right now?
I actually am a radio host, and I love it. I've been doing it since I moved to Los Angeles. Actually, literally the day I moved to Los Angeles actually had came before, it was April. I had actually came out because I lived in Oxnard with a couple friends of mine, and circumstances happened where I had to move to Los Angeles because I knew one person out here, and my mom had told me, do you want to move back? And I told her no. So we made a compromise, and I ended up looking in the newspaper for jobs, and I saw that they had an audition for a radio show, for a radio host. So I came out, I auditioned. It was like a 3-hour orientation. We went in the studio for about a minute, and you had to read something. St. Patty's Day, I called and I found out that I was going to be a radio host, and it was literally the best day of my life.
And what radio station? What is it? Is it online or is it on
It's
FM?
satellite radio. It's KLAS 89.7 FM and KLASFM.com, and it's on Sundays at 1:30, and it's Groovin With Rikyrah Snow, and I play every single type of music that you could even think of. I love jazz, blues, Motown. I grew up with Motown because my mom's a huge Motown fan. She loves her Temptations. I'm not gonna lie. Rock, reggae, blues, pop, but also local. I'm a huge fan of having those artists, musicians who are pretty much starting at the bottom, who have started at the bottom and make their way up to the top, because that's how every single musician and artist has started. It doesn't matter who you are, you've started at the bottom, where you've had maybe 5 fans to where you can get to 2 million fans.
Awesome. And what are your other passions?
My other passions is that I love writing. I love dancing. Dancing is I would say right next to music, dancing is me. I am music, I am dancing. If I can't dance, I can't live.
Woo! Go Kyra.
If there's no music, I can't survive. And pretty much just being out there and meeting people, because when I'm in front of a band playing live, every single emotion that I've ever felt or I'm feeling is completely unleashed in my dancing. And a lot of people can see it, and I wouldn't say I want to be a professional dancer, because choreography I can do. I mean, it's not hard for me, but I like to just be free-spirited.
So that's you pretty much use music as an outlet, your meditation.
It's exactly.
Great.
Music has always been my meditation. My dream actually is to live around music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay.
I mean, I wake up to music, I sleep to music, I am surrounded by music, and that's really what I want to do.
It's great. So you've been here how long in Los Angeles?
Will be 2 years in April.
Great.
April 1st, I had been in Los Angeles. And I am now, I also fundraise for a children's fund. And I'm not going to lie, I save the babies, and it's great. It's hard work, but it's, I'm helping someone who needs the help, especially when they're a lot younger than I am. And they can't come out here and try to fend for themselves. That's what's really important as well. Not only helping my music, but I feel like that can also build to where I can help others that need the help. And also Crown Rebellion. Crown Rebellion has literally been the greatest thing that's happened to me for the past few months, because it gives me to be able to bring out who I am and let people see that, and also know that I'm not, a joke. That I'm actually taking things seriously, and that I'm actually here for a reason.
Now, just because it seems like you're taking things seriously doesn't mean that you're living. So it's okay to laugh sometimes.
Oh, I know.
It's
I laugh
okay
all
to
the
be
time.
serious sometimes.
I laugh all the time.
And it's also okay to be the center of attention and be a joke. It's okay, because you are who you are, right?
I'm not gonna lie, I love being the center of attention.
Okay.
I am very goofy. I am random.
Mm-hmm.
Before I wouldn't say things that I wanted to say. Now I just don't really care. If
Right.
you don't like what I have to say, that's not my fault. I know I'm a great person. I'm very helpful and sociable.
Have no regrets as to who you are.
Exactly.
Okay, so on your journey so far, tell us, I know it's not always been rainbows. Have you had any disappointments at all on this whole journey of yours in LA?
Honestly, friends wise, honestly, no. I would say my journey has been the best. It's been, obstacles when I wasn't able to find a job when I first moved here. And so my mom was actually the one helping me majority. So that really, I felt like, you know, she's working so hard to support me to be out here. But I know in the end that she is very proud of me. I talk to her every single day. Like, she is my rock. So if there was any struggles, I would overcome it because I would talk to her, and she is always positive. I mean, she helps people who are dealing with drugs and alcohol problems. And she told me when I would be stressing out, she was like, you can't stress out. You have to find a solution to what's going on. Because if you stress out, it's not going to make anything better. If you find a solution, there you go.
That's good. It's great to have mom support.
I love my mama. Love you, mama.
That's great. Okay, so tell us about your monthly article that you're going to have on Crown Rebellion.
I'm so excited. My monthly article, I'm actually covering the music section, which is one of my biggest dreams. I actually, like I said, local music is my #1 love of music, because since I moved to LA, I've met so many fantastic, beautiful artists and musicians. And I actually get to write about them. I get to have my voice, have their voices heard, and have those that are struggling be able to see what these artists are actually doing and pretty much be inspired, because they have inspired me. Like, I know Badwater is like literally one of my favorite bands, and because I actually met them the day when I was coming to do the audition through my friend, because she had worked with James. And since then, I've been to their shows. They've been my inspiration, because they have struggled and they've had ups and downs, but they have overcome it. And they're still, you know, living. They're young, but they're enjoying life. And that's what you have to do. You can't take everything so seriously, because if you take everything so seriously, you're just going to pretty much be wasting your life away. You have to smile. Negativity is not the answer. Being angry is not the answer. It's, if you're angry or if you're depressed, trying to find a solution to change it.
Okay, so you have your little book there, I see, and you want to share a little bit of your literature?
Yes, I don't normally do this, but this is actually one of the reasons I actually wrote about music. I'm not gonna lie, music is my other half. It might sound weird. If music was a person, I would marry it. So I know it sounds crazy, but
music is your mistress.
Music is my mistress. So I'll read you a little something. So it's my other half, music. So I just figured out my life. I just want to be around music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Music is my other half. When I'm around music, I feel alive. I feel like I'm breathing. I feel like I'm away from all the bullshit and at a place comfortable. Sometimes I am at a jazz club. Sometimes from the 1920s when I think about it. But just feel the horns in my soul. That's what it's about. No words, just me. The instruments swaying back and forth. Or at a blues bar, dancing and feeling the emotion of the things that make me whole, music. Sometimes it makes me want to dance. Sometimes it makes me want to cry. Sometimes it makes me think. It makes me free. Free from all the negativity that doesn't matter in the world. One day, that greatness will come when all I have to care about is if the music is loud enough to let my body free. And I actually wrote that when I was living in Oxnard, before I actually became involved in music.
Great. Now, what would you say to a 16-year-old girl in Minnesota dancing around outside, wanting more, thinking that she's not in the right place, thinking she's out of place, having overwhelming amounts of dreams? What would you tell this girl if you were just walking past her, walking on a sidewalk? What would you tell her?
I would tell her you can do what you set your mind to. Yes, you're gonna have struggles, there are gonna be obstacles, but life is not easy. Life is an adventure.